What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rascal Reacts, where you ask for my 2 cents and I give you a nickel. And this one, apparently, there's a guy from Northern California, Southsider, Upstate Southsider, who got beat up. Right, Grease. I don't know his name, to be quite honest. He's part of Bay Recon. I know that name. I don't know this particular artist, but I've seen it popping up for the last few days on a lot of the what I call northern fan channels. Right, I think there's northern fan channels and there's southern fan channels. I don't call them northerner channels. I don't call them southerner channels because I don't want to attach what these fan channels do to actual affiliated people in the streets. Maybe some people feel that way, maybe some don't, but they're fan channels, right? And I don't mean that as a put down. That's just what I call them. And so I've been critical before of what some of the southern fan channels have done, and just because I'm from Northern California, and just because I rocked that way as a young man in the streets, and I rocked that way throughout my time in prison, doesn't mean that there's not room to be critical, right? It's sometimes people mess up, and in my opinion, for whatever the fuck that's worth, uh, I think they messed up. So not in the dude getting beat up, right? So that's gangbanging. I watched Lee Stoll from Upstate Point of View. I watched his video on it last night, and that's the first video I've seen about it. And I'm a little bit surprised that I haven't seen other people from Northern California talk about it. Um, but it is what it is, right? I will. So apparently, this guy got beat up in a parking lot, right? And he's a rapper, and he's made some rap songs talking bad about the North, which is what you would expect somebody to do when they're upstate Southsider. Just like there's some rappers from the North that talk bad about them. That's again, I don't condone it. I don't whatever, but it is what it is, right? That's what you expect, okay? And there's consequences, right? Gangbanging is a hazardous lifestyle, and sometimes you catch a fair one, and sometimes you get jumped, and sometimes you win, and sometimes you lose. And it was like that when I was a kid, 30 years ago, uh, 40 years ago almost. I'm 47, so I jumped off the porch when I was about 10. So that's how it was back then, and clearly that's how it is now as well. So I don't have a lot to say about that. What I do have something to say about is he got beat up in front of his dad, right? According to Upstate Point of View's video, and I don't think he has any reason to lie. I take him at his word. He jokes around, takes his little shots, just like other channels joke around, take their little shots. But I think he had a line on people that are very familiar with what happened, and the guy got jumped, and he got jumped in front of his dad, and so these pictures have been popping up, right, of this overweight dude in a black shirt with his nose and his face all busted up. It happens, right? It happens sometimes. And mocking him, and I get that that's this era. You film yourself in your ops hood, film yourself running up on your ops, film yourself telling your ops to say f their hood, and just all kinds of weird shit to me. I think it's weird, but I'm not a teenager, and I'm not gangbanging, so I wouldn't expect to relate to to that behavior too much. It's not my era, not my time, and kids are gonna do what they're gonna do. But I think to promote it so much and highlight it so much, given the underlying reality that he got jumped in front of his dad, and then mocking him like, oh, he was calling for his pops, he was calling for his pops. It's not like a dude that you catch in the back of the schoolyard screaming for his mama. That's different, right? That could be amusing, that could be entertaining, in that type of lifestyle, you know. But when his dad is right there, that I think that's a different story. And I I can't relate to beating up people in front of their parents. When I was younger and we were in a mix, running up on people in front of like their little brothers or out with their girlfriend or whatever, for sure, you could still get it. It did happen at times. I was shot at by upstate Southsiders in Concord when I was driving down the street with my mom. I've been rushed in front of my family before. I don't recall ever rushing anybody in front of their parents, or grandparents or anything like that. It might have happened, to be honest, and I just don't remember, but I don't think so. It was generally something we tried to avoid. I do remember giving people passes. I for sure remember giving people passes when they were with their parents, right? When they were with particularly their moms or their dads. And so I get it. This dude talks crazy. I don't think talking crazy on a rap song um, changes that these days, because these days everybody's talking crazy in rap songs. So if that's the case, then the whole not rushing people in front of their relatives and in front of their family goes out the window. And now I don't know if the dad got involved or not. I would not blame him if he did. I did read a comment where somebody was saying that they rushed somebody, and then that person's family came out and got involved, so or was there and got involved, and the grandfather or something hit him with a stick, so they turned on him and fired on the grandfather. And how is that not fair because that guy got involved? Okay, but they're jumping in because it's their relative, not because they're gangbanging. So I don't know if the dad got involved or not, but I just think it's out of pocket. And even if the dad get involved, then what do you do? Right? Now you're fighting somebody's dad because the dad is sticking up for his son on a family relationship thing, not a gangbanging thing. I just think it's a problem. Now you're gonna catch an elder abuse case. You never know, right? So again, I don't have an issue with the dude getting beat up, right? Because he's gangbanging. And when you gangbang, sometimes you get beat up. You get caught slipping, it's game over. I don't have a problem with folks not giving them a fair one. The idea that is always the case in gang banging is foolish. That's not how it works. Sometimes you get mopped up, and sometimes you get fair ones. It just kind of all depends. But beating him up in front of his dad, I think, was out of pocket. And so I would encourage you guys, go check out Upstate Point of View's video. He talks about it a little bit. He takes some shots at the rappers that are highlighting this, I guess, because they're using it to promote an upcoming video. And hey, we did a song. Now we're gonna do a video. Wait till the video comes out, and you're gonna see videos of this incident. Here's screenshots of the incident. Here's screenshots of the dude standing there with his face all busted up. But if you wait for a rap video, then you're gonna see, I guess, all the details or more of the details. Um, it's not great. You just, not that I'm promoting or encouraging criminal activity, but in case nobody's told you lately, it's not really wise to commit yourself to film yourself committing crimes. Uh, and assaulting people is a crime. Again, it comes with the lifestyle, but putting it on camera is not always the wisest thing to do. That can come back to haunt you later. But to each their own, right? I don't know if these dudes were involved or if it was just their homeboys or what the case is. And I don't think it matters. Again, I just want to say that I think it's wrong to jump people in front of their families, and I think it's out of line, in my opinion. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Am I just sounding like the old guy on the porch, kind of these kids, blah blah blah, or does it make sense to you? So, anyways, you asked for my 2 cents. I give you a nickel. There you go. I got videos on both channels today. It's been quite a while since I've done that. I appreciate everybody for the kind words and stuff, and me, bouncing back from the surgery. So, stay tuned, man. I got more coming.